Hey there, folks. Foggy here. Welcome to day 351 of my year of solo board gaming, considered by many to be ill-advised and stupid. We are playing a game that I've had on the shelf for a long time. Not on my shelf of shame. I have played this before, but I keep meaning to bring this one out, and then I keep backing off on it. This is a real-time dice rolling game, where basically you're playing a wizened queen who must defeat enemies around, and the idea is that you have to try to defeat a total of 8 enemies over the course of the game. Um, and the challenge here is that you have to do this with sets of dice. And so you're going to be taking these 8 dice here, and you're going to re-roll. You're going to roll them. You have a minute, and every time that you re-roll, you're then going to divide them up by what's on the dice. And you want to try to avoid as many singletons as possible. However, you can only re-roll your set. So I might decide I'm going to re-roll the 5s. All right, that gives me a 1 and a 6, so that gets those into sets. But now I'm going to re-roll the 1s. Well, that's a 3 and a 5. That doesn't do me much good. Let me re-roll these 6s. And you're going to keep re-rolling like this until you feel like you either want to stop or a minute has passed. So there we go, 2, 4, 5. At this point, I probably would stop because that's pretty good. And I've got a little timer next to me here, so we'll be using that over the course of the game. And the idea is that once you have a set, like let's say I had a set of 3 4s, I would then take a look at this little map here. I'd go to 4 and I'd say, well, I've got 3 4s, so that means I get to go up by 1. And some of these will have special things. So if I had this as the 4, yellow dice count as 2 dice against each of these enemies. So I could have had this, and that would have allowed me to push up by 1. If you just have, like let's say I had 2 4s, that's it, and that says 3 plus above it, I could not go up at all, but I also wouldn't move. And if I only had 1 4, I would actually go down 1. And if I go down into this little area here, that basically means they score a hit on me, and my health marker goes down. In addition, one of my dice gets moved up into my exhaustion track, and then that will come back to me eventually, but not right away. If I get down to here, I get to take one of these dice here, and I might say, well, I really want this yellow one. I can then exchange a yellow for a white one. And then once I get down to here, I can exchange one of the 2 remaining ones. I can say, well, I want a blue one instead of a white one. And then if I get down to here, I lose the game. So you do not want to get down to there. And just for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to leave these off to the side because that is kind of an annoying thing. Also, at the end of each round, you're going to take 1 dice off of here, bring it back into your track, and this is going to come up by 1, and then you move another dice back up here to the exhaustion track. So you're always going to be exhausting 1 dice at the end of each round. And let me just make sure that that is correct. I take that back. It actually doesn't say anything about that. Retrieve all dice assigned to the enemies this round. Return them to your dice pool. On the exhaustion track, move all dice down 1 space. Any dice that were on the bottom space now move off the exhaustion track and return into your dice pool. So yeah, as far as I can tell, you don't exhaust dice at the end of the round, so that's actually pretty good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. I'm going to make sure I've got my little timer up. All right. You start the timer and then start rolling. So this is going to make a loud sound. Let me just make sure the volume is up on this as much as possible. And then let's hit start. All right, so we got 4s. We got lots of 4s. I've got a good amount of 5s. And a 1 and a 6. And I feel like I kind of just want to stop. Except that's going to give me 2 places where I get hit. And I'd rather not get hit. So let's re-roll the 4s. So that's going to give me 1 and 1, 2 and 2. That leaves a 6. We can go ahead and stop then. All right, so start going around. I've got 2 1s. Blues and yellows count as twice against that enemy. So unfortunately, this does not make any progress at all. The 2 2s is going to allow this to move up by 1. Unfortunately, it does not make any other progress otherwise. The 3 5s here is pretty good. I mean, that's going to go up by 1. And unfortunately, with this particular one, I can't keep moving them up. And then the 6, unfortunately, is going to move down here. I'm going to take a wound, and then this moves back to the start. In addition, one of my dice gets exhausted, so that'll move there. I gain this from the wound, and then there we go. All right, and then that's it. I take this back, and I've got my dice, so let's go ahead and start again. All right, 1, 1, 1. That's good. 2, 2, 6, and 6. I feel like I just want to stop there. Let's go ahead and reroll the 2s. 2 and 5. Oh, that's worse. That 2 is okay on its own because I can count that as 2 dice for that particular enemy. That takes care of the 5s, but then I got a 3 and a 4. Let's go ahead and roll the 5s. 1s, 1s. Well, that's going to give me a lot of 1s. Do I want to risk it? I got 9 seconds left. I don't think I do because I can defeat the 1s here, but this is going to be nasty. I think this is going to be nasty. All right, so first we start off with the 5 1s. The yellow and blue dice both count as extra, so this is going to be a total of 7. That means I can actually move all the way up to here. I can move 4 plus and then 2 plus. This will count as 4 plus, that'll count as 2 plus. That leaves me just one more space to go. Then for the 2, I come down by 1. For the 3, I come down by 1. So that means I take another wound. And for the Sun Queen, I go down by 1. And that means I come down here. So I'm going to reset these. I'm going to take a yellow dice because I'm down to that point. Replace it with a white dice. Get this back. But I exhaust 2 additional dice in the process. Like that. All right. Not doing great here. I haven't scored any goals and haven't defeated anybody, and I'm almost dead. There's a reason why I haven't done this one in a while. We're going to stop here because this is fine. This 4 counts as 2 against that enemy. So we're good. All right. So the 1s, that is going to give me a total of 4 1s, which is not enough to defeat it, unfortunately. 2s are going to count, and that's going to count as 3. So I do move up by 1. And then the 4, it does count as a 2 plus. It doesn't move me up at all, but at least I don't get killed. So we're going to take all these. We don't exhaust any dice. And we're going to start again. And now we got a bunch more dice to work with. All right, so, of course, we have a bunch more dice to work with. That is both a good and bad. And in fact, all of those are in singles, so we're going to have to do some heavy-duty rolling here. So 5, 6s, and 2s. 2s I'm good on. Go ahead and roll that. All right. I kind of feel like this is a good stopping point. Let's reroll the 6s. See if we can get anywhere with that. 5 and 3. That's not good. Roll these 5s. 1s, 6. Oh, that's really not good. And now I got 6 seconds left. 6s, 3s, 2 and 5. That's not good. All right. So we don't have any 1s. 2s, we come down by 1. 3s, we go up by 2. But we have 2, so we go up a little bit there. We only have 2 for the 4, so that's not good. We have a total of 3 for 6, so that'll go up by 1. Then we go down by 1 on 5. So fortunately we didn't get wounded, but not great. But we do add these 2 dice in, so we're good. We got all our dice. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 5, 5, 5, 4, and 6. Let's roll the 3. 6 and 6, 3 and 3, 3 and 3, 2 and 2. 4 we would take a wound on. I'd rather not do that. 3, 5, and 6. Oh, this is horrible. All right, 4, 5, 3 and 6. 3, 3, 5, and 6. 5, 2. All right, that's it. All right, so the 2 1s don't do anything. 4 2s. Blue dice count as twice, so that's actually 5 2s. We get all the way up there. 3 3s, we don't have enough to, or 2 3s, we don't have enough to move up. No 4s. 5, we get to move up by 1. 6, we move down by 1. Unfortunately, we didn't take any wounds. We don't exhaust anything. With all our dice. I would like to defeat at least one of these guys, one of these enemies, before dying. That was a 1. 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 6, 6, 3, 4, 5. Right, let's roll the 2s. Okay, so 1s, 1s. We already had enough there. 6, 6. 6, 6. 1, 5. I set the timer too high. I have 20 seconds left. Okay, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 5, 5, 4, 4. Okay, pause. Cancel. Let's try this again. Make sure it's on 1 minute. 2, 2, 2, and 2. The yellow dice count as twice, or do not count as twice. The blue dice do. But fortunately, we don't need to worry about that. We have defeated the Moon Queen representative. That is our first actual win. 3s. I do not have anything extra, so that just stays where it is. 4s. I needed 2 to go up by 1. Still not going anywhere there. 5s. I've got 3 5s. That's going to go up by 1. And then that's it going around. So I defeated 1 person. I need to defeat 8. That's the thrill. All right, this is now correct. Four, 4, 4, 1, 1, 1, 3, 3, 2, 5, and 6. All right, so I'm going to roll. Another 4, 2, and 2. Do I take the wound? Because right now I can actually defeat number 1. And I will go up 5 on the 4 track. Which is still only 1. That's going to go with 2, 6, 3, and 5 I'm both protected on. All right, we're gonna do that. So this will count as 5, so I'm finally able to defeat the Bretonite Guard, counting as my second win. For 2s, I can just go up by 1 spot here. For, let's see, Clan Elder, I'm going to come down by 1. For Sun Queen Representative, I come down by 1. And then over here, I needed 3 6s to go up. Unfortunately, that's not going to do it. So I defeated 2 people. All right. 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, 4, 5, and 6. That's not good. Let's do the 2s. 3, 3. That would be really helpful. 4 and 6. So the question is, can I take the damage on 1 and 5? I would take 1 more damage. So I'm going to try to reroll 4s here. 6 and 3. Do I reroll the 6s? Okay, that'll I think work. I'm going to end up taking 1 damage, but actually no, let's roll the 5s. 5 and 3. All right, well, that sucks. That was probably a mistake to do it that way. All right, so 3s. Does not count any. This does not count any extra. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That actually defeats the Clan Elder completely. We just literally wiped him off the face of the planet. Unfortunately, however, for 4, I'm going to take 1 damage. 5, I drop down by 1. 6, I take 1 damage. That is going to knock me all the way the rest of the way down. And despite, I'm not going to worry too much about that because I'm dead at this point. I have failed to meet my battle as queen. I was easily routed, and I was left with only 3 victories out of 8. And that is pretty much proving ground. Now, I don't know how people feel about this game. I got this game a while ago based on a recommendation from somebody at a game store, and I really should learn not to take their recommendations anymore. I have 3 games total that I've gotten their recommendations on. This is one. Roman Roll or something like that, which I have yet to play, is another, and then there's a third one. I think it was the Tomorrow Never Dies. So I got to say, 0 for 3 so far. This is not a game I think I particularly enjoy, just simply because it's too chaotic for me. Maybe if I played it a little bit more, I might like it more. There's a ton of modules with this as well. So I should point out that this is some of the modules that come with this. Let's go through this. Module 1, the Dragonling. So in addition to perhaps it will aid Maya Strongheart in the arena, but the Dragonling is an untamed beast that can create chaos if not kept under control. There's a special Dragonling dice. And you may re-roll it every time you re-roll a set. So like this comes up, and this is Talon, and may be added to any set or single to attack an enemy card with the matching icon. However, the Dragonling die does not count as a colored dice. For the purpose of color requirements, it counts as a white dice. And then you have the Wing. Can be used to prevent the battle marker from moving down for any one single. However, the Wing result does not prevent a situation that would cause an enemy to raise their shield. See the shield module for more details. Chaos is this one. Must be used to immediately reroll all colored dice before resolving any attacks. This is mandatory. So if you have this and you have, like, say, 5 colored dice, you have to reroll all of them, which may or may not be good or bad. Then you have Chariots, which is another set of cards. That's these ones. And shuffle the deck of Chariot cards, reveal the top card of the deck, and place it beside the encounter board face up. Place the rest of the deck next to the reveal card face down. So you would take this, you put it out like this, and while you are re-rolling your dice, you can place any dice on the Chariot card in play while the timer is running. And then I'm presumingly, if you don't have a dice, if you do have a dice on here, you can ignore it. Otherwise, you have to activate it. Then you have inspiration powers, which I believe are these. And some of these require specific modules. So, for example, like this requires Sun and Moon, this requires Shield, this requires nothing. And presumably there are little things on here that allow you to have extra benefits. Just basically making things a little bit easier. Then finally, not finally, shields. We have these dice. Place the 6 shield tokens within range. If you attack an enemy, but the dice are not in the correct combination. So, for example, if I were to attack this guy with 2 2s, you place a shield token on them. The enemy is now shielded against your future attacks until you break the shield. So it just basically makes attacking them harder. You have conspirators. And then these come out, I believe, much like the same as chariots, I guess. Probably you have to use a dice to basically thwart them, but they are conspirators with the people who are trying to attack you. Sun and moon. Let's see, that's this one right here. You attach this moon dial to the center now. Like that. And then presumably that is going to also have an effect where basically you can keep this turning and that will affect the dice. I don't know. It's a lot of different combinations. And it's really interesting. But I think because of the nature of the game, it's just not my cup of tea. I could see this being a fun game for some people. Just, I'm not one of them. Folks, thank you for joining me. I'm going to be back again tomorrow. I'm going to have more basically live action games. I have 2 more of these like this, and I'll be back in a moment with the others.